What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is the rise of the USA.
That's a bold statement.
That is a bold. Well, it's not a statement. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
USA
it's be true.
did rise to the top, and it was quite a very quick ascendancy.
Yeah, because they've not been around as long as like England and other
No,
countries.
definitely. The history, while so much is jam-packed into such a short space of time, if you actually look at the timeline, it's nowhere near as long. But so much has happened, it feels forever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys have done so much, it feels like it's been around forever. But obviously, there is countries with a lot more, which have never risen to that power. And the US is an absolute powerhouse today.
In all kind of aspects.
Definitely. We don't know what this video is going to go around. So let's just get into it and find out. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. We hope you enjoyed the stream. We should have just finished streaming. Fingers crossed the internet's held up. I think it will have. Check out Patreon. Would really appreciate that. You absolute legends. Hopefully Forrest Gump is going up tonight. It's either gone out now already or it's going out soon. So check the description.
It's done. It's just we're just copyright.
We're fighting the copyright stuff, but I think we're almost there.
I think.
So link in the description. The Beesley's movie channel. Go and subscribe, and it's either there already. Go and watch it. It's a great movie. Or you can watch it later when it comes out. Right, are you ready?
Yes.
The rise of the USA. What we got? Let's go.
Where to start when discussing the United States?
Have we got that one?
With the fact that the Americans inherited the best lands in the world for a very low price in terms of blood, treasure, and time. The fact that within North America there are barriers that separated the early Americans from rival populations in Canada and Mexico.
Oh, wow.
That the territory of the United States is better suited to deep water navigation than even Great Britain, and better suited to industrialization than even Germany. That throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, the Europeans were so studiously building toward their wars of self-annihilation that they had little attention to spare for the young country that would so soon eclipse them. But while these advantages are indeed overwhelming from a global perspective, they are actually secondary. There is another factor in play that all but dictates the United States' global dominance: its waterway network. The Mississippi is the world's longest navigable river. From this point on, the term navigable river refers to rivers that can handle drafts of 9 feet for at least 9 months of the year. Some 2,100 miles long from its mouth at the Gulf of Mexico to its head of navigation at the Twin Cities in Minnesota. That's about 1/3 longer than the mighty Danube and triple the length of the Rhine. And the Mississippi is one of only 12 major navigable American rivers.
That's a lot.
Collectively, all of America's temperate zone rivers...
I know the US is absolutely massive.
That's cool.
But if the other 11 are anywhere, like even half as big, it's huge.
Still a big thing.
I imagine a lot of them are a lot smaller, but that one itself is so big it accounts for quite a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, we just got the River Thames, which is not big.
are 14,650 miles long. China and Germany each have about 2,000 miles.
Wow.
France about 1,000. The entirety of the Arab world has but 120.
That's massive.
Yet there is more to America's waterways than just its rivers. The Americans benefit from a geographic feature that exists in few other places on the planet, and nowhere else in such useful arrangements. Barrier islands. Chains of these low, flat, long islands parallel the American mainland for over 3/4 of the Gulf and East coasts. The American Barrier Island chain turns 3,000 miles.
There is a lot of like those type of little things, like the little island things.
Definitely around. And I assume he's going to say his point, but I guess it's easier to defend if you've got all these islands.
You've got extra random bits of land.
So yeah, suddenly you can be poached out there with water set up. I didn't know what to expect for this video. I definitely didn't expect to be going on the rivers, but I've learned some mad stats. 14,000 miles compared to Germany and China, which is only 2,000.
It's crazy. It is. It
is mad. And now we're going on. This is actually very interesting. It's something completely different to what we've looked into before. Very interesting.
We've not done this. I think it's so interesting because we've not learned this before.
No, definitely. We've heard.
Brand new.
We've done the power. We've done all that. But this is the rise of it. Oh, we got an update. Take that off.
I didn't expect the rise of it to be this. I thought it was going to be like the economics and that sort of thing.
Definitely. No, it's good.
Exposed coastline into dozens of connected shielded bays, allowing for safe navigation from the Chesapeake to the Texas-Mexican border. The net effect of this intracoastal waterway is the equivalent of having a bonus 3,000-mile-long river. The most compelling feature of the American maritime system, however, is also nearly unique among the world's waterways. The American system is indeed a network. The Mississippi has 6 major navigable tributaries, most of which have several of their own. The greater Mississippi system empties into the Gulf of Mexico at a point where ships have direct access to the barrier island and intracoastal systems.
Okay.
All told, this Mississippi and intracoastal system accounts for 15,500 of the United States' 17,600 miles of internal.
Whoa, we've got an
That's
answer with
crazy.
few legs and second facts, mad. So that's on top of even 14,000 as well.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing, isn't it? It is
mental.
huge. We'll
Yeah.
see legends in a second.
And intracoastal system accounts for 15,500 of the United States' 17,600 miles of internal waterways.
It's mad a second time.
Yeah.
Even leaving out the United
That's what I'm
States' and North America's other waterways, this is still a greater length of internal waterways than the rest of the planet combined. The result is that the United States has the greatest volume and concentration of capital generation opportunities in the world by an absolutely massive margin.
Wow.
And that opportunity is very heavily concentrated in a single unified system. The combination of size and interconnectedness of the system dictates a number of outcomes.
Okay.
Any culture based upon those waterways will be ridiculously capital rich. When it comes to transport, distance is key. Low costs of transport allow goods to be shipped farther, and the more efficiently you can move goods from areas of high supply to areas of high demand, the greater the range at which your goods are competitive.
Yeah. And the more money.
In the American
Yeah.
example, this allows goods, whether Nebraska corn or Tennessee whiskey or Texas oil or New Jersey steel or Georgia peaches or Michigan cars, to reach anywhere in the river network at near nominal costs without having to even leave the country.
That's big.
It's mad,
The
isn't it?
sheer volume of those extra savings makes the United States the most capital-rich location on the planet, and that money can be used for whatever Americans or their government want, from iPhones to aircraft carrier battle groups. One of the things that the Americans have traditionally not needed to spend that money on is artificial infrastructure. In most countries, the geopolitical necessity of infrastructure is a core motivator for government formation and expansion, with
Okay.
Germany being the quintessential example. Roads and rails do not come cheaply, so taxes need to be raised and government workforces formed. Not so in the United States.
Yeah.
The rivers directly and indirectly eliminate many barriers to economic entry and keep development costs low.
You know, we did do a video the
Even
other day
the-
where, and it would mention potentially a bit more rails coming in, so that might be a bit of an extra cost.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a lot less overall, isn't it? Especially for transporting goods. Maybe travel's different, but for transporting goods, if you've got the rivers, why not use it?
Makes
Travel,
sense.
travel may be different, I guess, but they are apparently going to be doing more rails, aren't they?
Yes, they said that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Early smallholders, pioneer families who owned and worked their own plots of land, found themselves able to export grain via America's waterways within a matter of months of breaking ground. It's a recipe for small government and high levels of entrepreneurship. It also means that as the United States developed, it was able to lay rail and road networks to supplement its pre-existing river network,
Okay.
as well as open up new inland territories that lacked
It's a beautiful
maritime
scene.
transport options. These new artificial transport systems did somewhat displace riverine transport, but the constant competition that river transport provides for other modes keeps a lid on transport costs regardless of method. The American geography is also a recipe for a consumer base that is absolutely massive. If government is limited, then tax burdens are low, leaving more money in the citizenry's pockets.
Okay.
If capital is readily available, then so is credit, enabling consumers and corporations alike the ability to expand with ease. If moving products from place to place is easy, food can reach areas that cannot provide enough themselves. It thus makes sense to specialize, and specialization steadily improves education, output, and income levels. The
Okay.
more people specialize, the larger, more sophisticated, and interlinked the economy
I have
becomes.
the proper lesson here.
I
The
don't
United
feel like I'm in
States is
school.
far and away the world's largest consumer market and has been since shortly after the Civil War. As of 2014, that consumer base amounts to roughly $11.5
As of
trillion.
2014.
That's triple anyone
That's
else.
loads now.
Larger than the consumer base of the next 6 countries, Japan, Germany, the United Kingdom, France, China, and Italy, combined.
Wow.
And double that of the combined BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Rivers promote unity, and an integrated maritime network promotes unity over a far larger swath of territory. Low-cost transport encourages economic and social interaction along the transport routes. The greater the level of specialization, the greater the need for that interaction. If your city produces cars, it probably needs to import steel, electronics, food, lumber, and so on.
Yeah. Makes
Such
sense.
mutual dependence rapidly takes on characteristics that far surpass the purely economic. Deep, multifaceted economic linkages quickly generate deep, multifaceted cultural and
There's a lot of
political
big words in
linkages.
this.
With the most robust,
Don't be
naturally
wrong,
occurring...
I've still enjoyed it. I'm still learning loads. I feel like I'm just trying to take it in now because there's a lot of big words.
A lot of big words. I'm like, okay.
A lot of information. It's getting a bit more complicated now. But it's good, isn't it?
It is good. It's different. It's so different to what we usually do.
It's definitely completely different, but it's definitely explaining a lot of advantages the US has.
infrastructure, it should come as little surprise that the United States enjoys one of the strongest national identities of the major powers. In most cases, international linkages don't achieve the same sort of cultural interaction because personal interaction doesn't occur very often.
Okay.
It's the combination of personal accessibility and economic interdependence that puts a riverine culture on the path to unification. It should come as little surprise that the portion of early America that was least integrated was the South. That region's rivers flow directly to the sea in a manner similar to Northern Europe, resulting in somewhat localized rather than federalized entities.
Yeah.
Similarly, today it is notable that the Pacific Coast states often seem culturally out of step with everyone east of the Rockies. That region is the one portion of the United States in which integration with foreign nations is of similar difficulty to integration internally.
Okay.
That, and next door Vancouver, is awesome. America's
I'm guessing
waterways
it's from
have
Vancouver.
created a
I'm
legacy
thinking
of
so.
extreme capital richness, remarkable political unity, and a powerful consumer-driven economy, all on a scale that makes the United States the outlier in a global context. And all that with a government that is relatively small in personnel and resources for a country of its size.
There you go. I mean, I think this first half I learnt loads.
Yeah, the second half I had to really focus because there was some words being flying around.
Definitely words been flying around, maybe a little bit, something
Yeah.
above our level
Yeah.
of knowledge, which we can fully understand. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed it.
It was interesting though. It was good.
If you want to clear anything in the comments, let us know below because we will be reading them because we probably need a little bit of help from you legends. But it was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Smash the like button, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed the stream we did earlier. Hopefully Forrest Gump is on the channel, so check the link. Or just subscribe because if it's not out now, it's going to be out within 24 hours. 100%.
As soon as it gets released.
Definitely. What should we do?
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.